You know what? This show was so bad. I'm not even going to do like a singing intro like I normally do with all these other shows. This show was pure fucking garbage last night, ladies and gentlemen. This episode of NXT was pure, utter garbage, ladies and gentlemen. This is another edition of Let's Talk NXT here on the Around the Point Network. What's poppin', everybody? What's up, gang? We're here. The gang is in full effect here. What's going on, everyone? I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. It is Tuesday. My bad. No, it's Wednesday. What the fuck's wrong with me, guys? It's Wednesday. You know what that means, right? It is 3:20 p.m. Eastern time here. We're running a little late. All right. We apologize for that. We're running a little late. Okay. But here we are for Let's Talk NXT here on the Around the Point Network. We thank you all for taking the time out of your day to listen to us. You know, I hope all of you are safe, sound, whatever it is that you're doing right now, whether you're at work, whether you're on your break, doing homework, whatever the fuck it is that you're doing. You know, we hope that you're safe and sound. Okay? What's popping? It's me, it's Steve. I'm that Peruvian Fight TV extraordinaire. I am the Prince of Peru. And what's up, y'all? I'm here joined by the gang. I'm here joined first by the Pride of Detroit. He is the enforcer here. Big Mike, what's popping, bro? How you doing?
Nothing much, man. Just I don't know, man. It's this show, dude. I've watched the first hour of this show. It didn't make it no better.
Did they make you no better?
Didn't make it no better. Watched the second half on with the homies over at True Hill Heat. Shout out to True Hill Romeo. Shout out to SP3. Tom Sober Guy JJ. We had a fun time. Me and Caden did with Sober Guy. It was a fun time in the midst of a terrible NXT episode.
Absolutely. And of course, speaking of Caden, here he is also, Mr. Caden Lee. Caden, what's popping, bruh?
I thought that show was complete hot garbage. I missed the first 45 minutes. I had no incentive to go back and watch it. Besides the clips that I've seen, I could not have watched the full thing.
Hey, man, sometimes, it's crazy. I missed most of the show, too, so I had to rewatch it today at work during my off time.
Sometimes it's not worth it, guys. Sometimes it's not worth it.
No, you know what it is, though? Because here's the thing, right? Because we're doing this, someone has to do it.
Yeah, I guess
you know what
so.
I mean? And again, it's wrestling. It's fucking wrestling, So why not? Again, if you are live on the YouTube channel, if you're on Twitch, please hit the subscribe, please hit the follow button. This does help out the channel in the long run. And if you want to go the extra mile, you notice the pinned comment here in the chat. Leave a donation to the show. It does help us out in the long run. It really, really does. It would be so gratefully appreciated if you hit up the super chat here on Streamlit. It's pinned in the chat. All right. If you have like big questions, what have you, and all that stuff, it'll get read through a beautiful voice. And it does help out the show. It does help out the fucking show in the long run. But yeah, guys, here we are. A fun show's gonna happen later today in a couple of hours. We know that already. We'll be here for that tomorrow on SAD, something about Dynamite. Yesterday we did the Raw rundown. That was fun too. But here we are, NXT. Again, this show is hot garbage. Hot garbage completely. If there's anything that I can say about the show that was positive, because I feel like in anything, right, you got to find something positive, right? In anything that's garbage, you got to find at least something positive out of this.
Do you?
Hear me out. At least they added some matches to Vengeance Day.
Yeah. I guess that's the one positive.
That's the one positive about this show. But again, listen, this is our opinion. And again, it's kind of a false, I guess it's a majority agreement between the three of us here that the show sucked. But then there's people out there that will say, oh, no, you guys are wrong. This show is pretty good. You guys are, and that's fine if you feel that. No, believe it or not, dude.
If they say that, I don't trust them to drive a car. Get off the road.
On, you
get your license stripped away.
Bro, really?
Yes. If you believe that last night's show was good, you deserve to be stripped of your driver's license. It shows that you do not know how to make good decisions and that you do not have good judgment.
Well, you know,
someone had to say it.
I'll kind of too. Well, Mike, your thoughts, brother. I mean, again, you know, your thoughts.
My thoughts?
Yes.
You want to know my thoughts?
You want to know about the mental breakdown that me, Mike, and JJ all had continuously for an hour?
Yes.
My thoughts were, you know the thing that happens when you put metal in a microwave. Those are my thoughts. Those are exactly my thoughts about this NXT.
Extremely accurate. I 100% agree.
Caden, I would ask you the same question, but I feel like it's gonna be this kind of a dark twisted analogy here, bro. So I'm not even gonna ask.
You know, in the old days, in medieval times, they had little contraptions to castrate you, take away your balls.
Oh, no.
It felt like Shawn Michaels took 15 of them, put them right on me, and then snap, 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 cut it away. That's what Shawn did to me last night.
Cut it away?
Cut it away. Shawn Michaels castrated me last night.
Well, that sounded brutal. That just sounds fucking brutal, you know?
Yeah.
But I thought overall the show, you know, what's up, folks? What's up, Trap Kitty? How you doing? People are attacking Indy's rumors that she's a lesbian. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a shit?
It's not even a rumor. She posts on her. It's not even a rumor. It's true. She posts.
If she is, who cares, dude?
Yeah,
who gives a fuck? Listen,
issue, I know what people. Steve, I know what people are talking about. The issue is that that's something I want to talk about when we do Around the Point on Friday. The issue was that. So do y'all remember about a month ago when those leaks came out of the group chat with Quincy?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's what.
One of those was where they supposedly outed Indy as a lesbian, and then Mandy Rose said something. I think Mandy Rose posted, because Indy has posted pictures with her girlfriend on Instagram, but never tagged her, and Mandy Rose tagged her. And I think that's what led to a big thing where people, I don't know, there's a big controversy about it. It's nothing with, I don't think it's Indy. I don't think Indy's getting attacked. I think people are attacking Mandy and they're attacking Quincy because Quincy supposedly outed her. And then Mandy put her girlfriend's information out there into the public. So it's not, I don't think it's Indy that's getting any hate. It's those two people for doing some kind of shitty things. Allegedly doing those shitty things.
Now, I can understand if, again, I don't care if she is or not. She has a right to do what she wants to do. That being said,
I don't think anyone's disagreeing with that.
I think in certain situations, like if you're a wrestler, right? There's certain things you want to keep private for certain reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, for instance, should the day ever come that I get a girlfriend, because of what I do, I'm not going to post her. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do that because I know because of what I do, there are certain audiences, there's that part of the audience that will cause havoc, you know? But that's besides the point.
Mm-hmm.
Indy Hartwell is beautiful. I'll say that. You know, I know there's a lot. If you're one of these folks that literally thought, I thought you're married to Dexter. How dumb are you? Because there's geeks that think that shit. There's geeks who think this.
I don't think there's no chance we really thought that.
You know, but
yeah, I don't know. It was a fun storyline. I mean,
it was
still going. It's still going.
It was the beginning of Lumis season, Mike. Remember Lumis season still going?
Yeah, Lumis season. Yeah, but it looks like it's going to come to a screeching halt
real soon.
But yeah.
Best of luck, pal.
But But yeah, I mean, it shouldn't matter. I mean, even though for those reasons that Kaden expressed, it's people that are attacking Quincy and Mandy. And I'm kind of shocked at Mandy. I mean, her best friend, is Sonya Deville. She wouldn't do that to her, you know.
I honestly, I think Mandy did it. Oh my God, what the fuck is going on with this picture? I think Mandy didn't mean to do it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm kind of shocked at her if she like did something scummy like that, because we all know who her best friend is, and either way, she's gonna be well taken care of in WWE.
So let me get this straight. So see if I understand this, because again, I'm out of the loop on some of this whole Quincy stuff. I'm aware of what he did. I'm aware of all that, but the whole thing of Mandy Rose involvement in this, I was not aware of. Let me be clear. So let me get this straight. Again, if y'all want to correct me here, by all means, go ahead. Mandy Rose tagged Indy Hartwell and her significant other, her girlfriend, in a photo.
That's from what I understand. I don't. Again, I'm not been able to pay attention. I've been busy, but that's what I kind of gathered.
Now, I don't think she did it in harm. Like, let's be real about it, yeah. Like, I'm sure all of us, at one point or another, have taken photos with a group of friends, and that said individual tags you. It just so happens. I don't think Mandy Rose meant it in harm. I guess, hey, they were having, they were doing something and having a good time, and they wanted to share it on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
I think
that's what I want to believe. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But who gives? At the end of the day, who gives a fuck? If she's happy with how she's living her life, then let it be. Again, this is coming from someone who has relatives. Again, who have significant others, what have you. It is what it is. I have friends who are gay, and I've been to a couple weddings. Hell, fun little fact, bro. Some of the best parties that I've been to were ran by gay people. I shit you not.
Thanks for this offer, Steve.
No, I shit you not. Some of the best parties that I've been to in my early 20s ran by gay people.
I mean, okay. I think we spent a little too much time on this.
I'll go in the story about this one. So me and a homie got invited to a party. Real quick. What's happened? Whoa.
Oh, shit. All right. You're fucking gone. Bye, Will Chisholm.
I heard what you said. I heard.
He can still. He's just blocked from chatting. He can still hear us.
Will hear us.
Big Mike, you want to address it? Or just leave
Go
it?
on ahead.
I mean, Will, we don't know what you are race wise, but you dropped that hard ER last night on the True Hill Heat channel. That's not cool. Yeah. So until further notice, man, we can't see you in the chats, man. Sorry.
Listen, again, I take what they're saying. I wasn't there, but I take their word because, again, I trust these individuals that are here, and the True Hill Heat channel is our brother channel.
Yeah.
So again, I don't tolerate that shit. I will not tolerate racism.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Considering that all of us here come from different backgrounds of life, what have you. But
yeah.
I'll get to that story down the road. Yeah, all right, on Steve's kitchen. All right, we'll get into that. We'll get into that type of story. So, without further ado, guys, we gotta get into this monstrosity that we call NXT from last night. So
let's fucking go.
So we kicked off the show. Here with Indy Hartwell.
Yeah,
and beautiful. Stratton. And what's her nickname, Mike? What are they calling her on NXT? Tiffany Stratton?
Oh, what, the New Year's baby or something like that?
No, but what's her nickname now? What's her nickname now? The Millennium Girl or something?
I don't think she has one, Steve.
Yeah, I don't think she has one.
I think she's just Tiffany Stratton.
Let me check here. I've been going on Twitter because usually they tag their fucking nicknames on their headlines and shit on Twitter.
Barely
Nonetheless, this match happened last night. I get a funny thing that Indy Hartwell cut a promo as she walks in the ring while Vic Joseph and Booker T were introducing the show, and then the match started, and it was a decent match. I really liked the match. Love the finish. This picture here, man, she did a great. What's the name of this move again, Kaden, that she did at the end of the match?
So I'm trying to make sure because I think it was started by Ultimo Dragon.
Yeah, I think I've seen him do this move before, but I just forget the name of it. It's real. She beautiful move.
I compared it. So last night I compared it to the "You Can't Escape" that Kenny Omega does, where it's that it's the fireman's carry front rollover. I don't know the technical name. That's just what I think it is. What?
Into like the moonsault, right? That he does on the top
and
rope.
And then he goes into a second rope moonsault. This one was instead where she jumped the first, second, third rope, and then she finally hit the moonsault. I believe Ultimo does that because I know people were saying Ultimo Stratton. So I'm trying to.
You know what? It kind of. Now I saw the clip of the moonsault. I didn't see the part where she did the whole fucking thing, right? You know what? It kind of reminded me of, in a way, of the BME from Christopher Daniels. The best moonsault ever. The only difference is,
but he does a moonsault after every one.
No, but he does it first. He jumps on the middle rope, on the middle turnbuckle, then the top turnbuckle, and then he does the fucking thing. Here, Stratton, from the looks of it, jumped on the bottom turnbuckle, middle turnbuckle, and the top turnbuckle, and then did the moonsault.
Yeah, and then the moonsault had nice air and loft, and she looked really good. It looked very smooth. And
I've heard people say this on the internet, and I'll ask you guys this question because I'm sure we've seen this individual do millions of moonsaults in her career, and they're not really the best, but she does them anyway. Tiffany Stratton does a better moonsault than Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte's moonsault's terrible. I stand by that. That's the worst thing that she does. It's really bad.
She does it anyway. I wish she doesn't. I wish she wouldn't do it, especially when I know at times, like there's been times in her career that she pays homage to her husband. But this is not about Charlotte Flair. I do think that Tiffany Stratton is going to be a big deal on that brand. She's going to be a big deal, a big time player down the line. But a good win for her. I mean, for Indy Hartwell. I mean, let's be honest here. Everyone was expecting this main roster call up. There were talks about that a while ago. It hasn't gone anywhere. I don't think it is going to go anywhere. I think, and I hate to be fucked up when I say this, but I think NXT is her ceiling point. That's as good as it's going to get for her. If I'm wrong, if y'all disagree.
What did you say?
I think for someone like Indy Hartwell, again, at this point, there were talks.
Just to, I'm sorry, I forgot you off. I just wanted to clarify. That was a BME.
Okay. But it was
a BME.
Okay, so I was saying, for someone like Indy Hartwell, there were talks at one point of her going to the main roster. There were talks that she had these matches on main event, or she did have like these dark matches, what have you. But it's like, I feel like at this point, and again, y'all may think this is fucked up, and again, so be it. But I feel like that NXT right now is her ceiling point. That's it. I just don't see it happening. I wish I was wrong. I wish I was wrong.
You want to go first because I heavy disagree.
Yeah, I disagree too. I think someone with Indy Hartwell's talent, there's already 3/4 of the way already up on the main roster. It's just finding her replacement in NXT. There's so much talent in the Performance Center, and very few have standout talent to where they can get on TV, and it's just a matter of time when they can put her up on the main roster. Any person can go on the main roster. Shoot, who was I forget the girl's name, but
Maxine Dupree.
Yeah. She was in NXT for what, a cup of coffee, and she went up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the last update we had from Indy on if she was going to be called up was right when Santos and Solo Sikoa were called up. I think that was the exact same time that Hunter brought back Dakota Io, and then he had Bailey back from injury. He had he brought in Candice, he brought in Mia, Tegan, and then he had gotten like Raquel was still recently new up on the main roster. He was getting Charlotte back a few months later, and then Liv Morgan, Shotzi, all of them. So I think he just didn't have a spot for her. I think he certainly, and then Zelina Vega was coming back too with Legato. So I think it was just a reality of there's just not a spot for her right now on the main roster. There will be over time. You're going to have the spots.
I hope.
People.
I hope.
See, we're gonna have spots will come up over time. The thing about NXT, and this came from Fightful Select earlier, or late in 2022, was that they were going to be doing call-ups on a per-need basis. So where the idea was they would be getting rid of the call-ups after Mania, call-ups after SummerSlam, call-ups at the Rumble, all of that, and just go on per need. So I think that right now, she's the elder, I think, in NXT. She's the one of those seasoned vets. Her and Alba Fire are the two, I think, longest right now, like longest tenured in NXT in that women's division. A lot of other people have only been there for a year or two. And then Indy started being used in 2020. So she's been around for a bit in their main scene. So I think that eventually they're going to call her up and put her with Candice. I think that they might have actually been planning that, but then Candice got injured. Because like as soon as she got back, she got injured. So I think that might have been the plan, was to reunite her with The Way. And because they already have Johnny, Dexter, and Candice. They were all together a few weeks ago. Who knows where Dexter and Johnny are now? They've been on TV. Well, Johnny's injured.
Playing poker. They're playing poker backstage at Monday Night Raw. But Johnny's
injured. So I think once Johnny's healthy and everything, and then I think it's just now it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when for me on her being on the main roster. She's big. She's fucking tall. She's 5'8", 5'9". Like, the best you can do is just get her. And then even if you don't want to give her a big run, you can just have her be a feeder to talent to put them over like they do with Tamina.
Mm-hmm. And also, you need bodies for that women's tag team division. I mean, once everybody gets healthy, like you said, you could put her back with Candice LeRae, and then you got a tag team there. And then whenever they want to bring up Toxic Attraction, you got another team there. And then you just need bodies at this point.
Yeah, she's a former NXT tag team champion. So her and Candice.
Yep. 100%.
Yep.
And that was only cut short because Candice got pregnant.
Niddly. Like I said, though.
Yeah, anyway. I think there are a few people on NXT who's raw. Oh, I'm trying to clean my glasses. They're really dirty today.
You gotta get the cloth, buddy. Gotta get that cloth.
Where one is. I can't find it. I should have my blanket. There is a ceiling for some people and their ceiling is NXT. I personally think Nikita Lyons' ceiling is NXT. I don't think she's gonna go further than that. But
unfortunately, it is.
Members of the women's roster, I think. I really like Kiana James. I think she's got it. She just got to get a little better. I like her. I like Tiff. I like Ivy Nile and Tatum Paxley as a tag team. I like Fallon Henley. I think her and Kiana James can be a tag team because they're building them. They're building legit tag teams in NXT. I think that's one of the best things Sean is doing. Is he's actually building women's tag teams. He's not just putting two people together. That's how you have to start them, right? But then he's kind of like how he built DIY, how he built the Revival, how he built American Alpha. It was taking these two guys who were just prospects or indie wrestlers, and then they're like, hey, we're just going to go put y'all together and just see how this goes. And I think it's actually like Caden and Katana. There's a few teams that they have going right now. So I think the good thing is that the women, I think they're actually in a really good spot. And then this match just showed another example that Sean trusts his women. The only thing he advertised all of last night was the women's matches. He didn't announce anything else.
Yes.
Yep.
I think Nikita will be a big star. She just needs a bit more training, but she's coming along.
She needs to
Hell,
sell. She needs to sell injuries better than she did last night.
yeah. I think she's hot garbage.
You know what didn't help, bruh? You know what didn't help? She wearing them dirty ass Air Force Ones. She was wearing them shits. Oh, hell no.
It
She's
wasn't even the forces. It's just how can you sell a leg injury and then continuously shake the thing that you're hurting?
she's just not going to. I don't think she's going to get over. Her gimmick is pretty. Like I think it's pretty racially appropriating. Like she's.
I do too, but here's where I say she could keep it is because she comes from that reality TV show world where those type of girls act like that. Like the reality TV show she was on, it was on an app called Zeus's or something like that. And it's just a bunch of bad television on that app. And a lot of those females act like that. So I'll say she can keep it. It is racially appropriating a lot of things, but she can keep it.
Did she
I'm
throw
not that offended.
Was she throwing slaps on that show, Mike, back in the day?
I think she was. From what I saw, like the clips that I saw, she was getting into a couple scuffles. So.
You think she'd be a champ in that power slap league? She'd be a champ.
No,
the power slap league. Okay,
well, possibly. I mean, she is a. Doesn't she do like taekwondo or something like that?
Kickboxing.
Kickboxing, yeah. So she probably shoot fight with the best of them.
So let's move on. From this. So after this, we had the graduation ceremony.
Yes,
it was just an award ceremony for Thea Hale.
For Thea Hale, yes.
It was, yes, a Chase University awards ceremony to reward Hale for winning her first match in NXT against Valentina Feroz.
And the graphic is...
That's how you say her last name, Feroz? Feroz.
I just want to show these photos real quick. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Fucking gorgeous. But yeah, we had the... wait a minute. Where's...
I think I took it off because...
That's fine. But... As you can see, all this happened and she got interrupted. They all got her by JD McDonough.
Yeah.
And this led to a match between JD McDonough and Chase U. I'm sorry, Andre Chase. It was just there for me, man.
Yeah,
outside,
the match was fine.
It was fine. It's not gonna blow your hair back and make you go insane. And this led to somewhere at ringside, Duke Hudson walked away. Because early in this whole thing, right? You know, JD McDonough was talking about how, it was Andre Chase talking about how Chase U is important, right? For guys like himself and Tia Hale and the staff, what have you, right? But he didn't mention Duke Hudson and JD McDonough. Well, what about Duke?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then this led to a match. Kind of funny because, Andre Chase had his gear underneath the cap and gown. And you see here, looked corny as shit. Looked funny as shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you got to graduate, don't wear sneakers. I'm just saying, right? But
that's the point.
I know that. I know. Be prepared. But if you're ever gonna graduate, if you're at a high school,
you're not really graduating.
I know that, but just
graduating. It's an award ceremony.
I know that, but just a tip to anyone out there: should the day ever come that you get a diploma, whether it be college or whatever the fuck it is, don't wear sneakers.
I'm pretty sure I wore sneakers to my graduation.
Whatever. So. We get the match, and again, the match didn't go nothing to go crazy about here, But Duke Hudson walked away. He walked away because he couldn't take it no more. He just couldn't, Man, I guess it looked like he couldn't take it no more. But we find out. But all this led to JD getting the win, right? We find out later on. We find out that. The reason why Duke Hudson, damn, bro, you're really balls deep cleaning your glasses, bro. Let it ride. Let it ride, dude. Let it ride. Let it ride, man. Let it ride. Just let it ride. We find out that the reason why Duke Hudson went away because he went to get permission from Shawn Michaels if he and Andre Chase can be part of this tag team match, right?
Mm-hmm.
At Vengeance Day, but they have to ask the New Day, and it looks like there's gonna be next week a
Triple
a
tag.
triple tag team match. It's the Schism.
It's the dyad.
The dyad, the fucking dyad, right? The dyad, Malik Blade and Idris Enofe and Andre Chase and Duke Hudson.
BBC. I call them Team BBC.
Fair enough. Okay. But that's happening. The winner advances to Vengeance Day. I see here. Do you know what I see happening, man?
What?
I see.
Finger slipped.
I'm sure it did. I see. This is what I see happening. Hear me on this. Like Duke and Chase are going to win. And at the pay-per-view, Duke finally turns on Andre Chase.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible that can happen. When is this pay-per-view happening again? Next
Saturday.
Next Saturday? Not this Saturday, but next
Saturday after the Royal Rumble. Yeah, the Saturday after the Royal Rumble.
Okay. I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
I think it's gonna happen, though, man. I think it's happening.
Yeah, I think it's possible. That's all I can say. It's possible. Yeah.
But we shall see. We shall see how all this goes down, though. Guys, let us know in the chat, your thoughts on all this stuff as well. And again, if you want your, comment read here, completely optional. Leave a super chat through the stream labs. Links in the description box. It's pinned in the chat. All right, it's pinned in the chat here. But what else happened here? Help me out here, Cade. Help me out here.
Well, next up, we had get extra on my notes. We had Diamond Mines, Ivy Nile, and Tatum Paxley taking on the porn accountant Kiana James and the bar owner Fallon Henley with The Verge and the other guy. This I thought this was a solid tag team match here. They nothing really that special. This was just to get Fallon and Kiana a win before they challenged Katana and Kaden, the Rave Girls, for a tag title shot at Vengeance Day. So just to get them a win here, solidifying them as a tag team after their feud. Perfectly fine. I like Kiana. I like Fallon. I followed Alan on the indies for a few years, so I'm happy that she's getting a big spotlight here. And then, Kiana's improved a lot. Only thing I have against this is I don't know why Ivy Nile's not being pushed, because I think that she's one of the better women's wrestlers on that roster.
I agree. I think Ivy Nile does deserve better. She does deserve better. You would have thought, hey, when Diamond Mine when it became a thing in 2.0, that she would be one of the main focal points in that women's division. I'm not saying that it's impossible, because I think it is. Like we said earlier, there's just so many women right now, and I think it's only a matter of time. I want to believe it's just that's the reason, but she does deserve better. But this win, listen. Again, this for what I thought, it was a good women's tag team match. It's also showing that, hey, because early on, what the fuck is her name again? Kiana James, right? She wanted to start the match. She wanted to, do her thing. And what's going on, Romeo? What's going on, Romeo? What's going on, brother? And Fallon, like, no, I thought, I'll start the match. And Kiana James, did some dirty tactics to get the win.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like later on in the night, which we'll get into in a bit, she got influenced. You know what I mean? She started to, get along with it, go with it.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Big Mike, I think this is right. Either did you join us during this or did you join us after?
I joined y'all right after when they were cutting the promo.
Okay. Yeah. How'd you feel?
I thought it was fine. The match was decent. I mean, there's really not much I could really add because it's just speed throwing it just to try and get to the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just tell. Listen, bro, this show
This show's garbage, bro.
Just dog shit. This show was utter garbage.
I didn't even think it, like I said this, I don't think
Garbage.
it was bad. I think it was just like incredibly boring and nothing happened.
Yeah.
Other than, hey, they announced the matches for fucking Vengeance Day. This is how you can tell, like, we're not even into this fucking review. We're not. It's tough. Again, you know, even the bad shows you got to review sometimes. You know, that's the thing. That's the thing, too. You know, so that's the thing. All right. What else happened here, Katie? Help us out here, bro.
Yeah. Next up, we had the New Day were backstage. They were with Edris and Malik. Enofe asked them if they could get a tag title match, but that's when the schism with the dyad, break off of the schism, interrupted. They told the two teams they would face each other in the New Day Invitational, and the winner would be added to the tag title match. They later added Chase and Duke to that match. And then we had one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. Apollo Crews was going to a barber. That man doesn't have a little strand of hair on his head. They had a conversation with Hayes and Trick. Carmelo Hayes and Triple H showed up. They can have a 2 out of 3 falls match to determine who is the best at Vengeance Day. It'd be a good match, but this was stupid. He didn't even get anything. Didn't even get a trim on his beard. Nothing happened. The barber got paid $40, and then Apollo left. He just sat in the chair.
The easiest $40 of that man's career as a barber, yo. The easiest $40 he ever made.
Yeah, I mean the talking segment was fine. I mean, all they did was just jar back and forth, or oh, you're an old man. I'm a better version of you. Blah blah blah.
But it felt pointless.
It was pointless, but it was okay. I mean, I always like seeing these guys on my screen, so it is what it is.
Oh, me too. I like seeing them on the screen, and because of all that, right? You got to remember, Carmelo has a win. Carmelo has a win over Apollo. Apollo has a win also over Carmelo Hayes, right?
Yeah.
So they're even. So it's going down next Saturday at Vengeance Day. It's going to be them two in a 2 out of 3 falls match in Charlotte. I think this could potentially steal the show, in my opinion.
I like that 1-on-1 chain he got on. I didn't even peep that.
I think honestly, dude, you give these guys again. It's a 2 out of 3 falls match, right? So likely scenario, this will be that match. Again, they're gonna go all 3, even though I don't think it really needs a 2 out of 3 falls. I don't think it needs it, but I guarantee you, this will be the match that steals the show.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, man.
Melo is so overdue for the main roster. Give it time. I think before he does, he's gonna get that shot at the NXT Championship.
I'm surprised they're not doing it at Vengeance Day. I thought that was the point of why they did New Year's Evil. They went ahead and did the match with Grayson, and they're doing a rematch with Grayson. I thought the Vengeance Day was the time for Melo, but I guess it's Stand and Deliver is where they'll do Braun and Melo. I think Melo's going to get a title shot before he's called up.
I think 100%. So. I think if anything, you wait for Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes. You do that match at Stand and Deliver WrestleMania weekend.
Well, that's what I just said. I think I know. I think Romeo's right. I think Melo could be in the Rumble. I think you probably put Melo and you put Braun in the Rumble. Those are maybe Grayson too, and those are your 3 NXT guys. And then I have Melo beat Braun because it would have held up for a little less than a year by that point because he won the title from Dolph on Raw. So he held it for a little under a year. You have Melo beat him. You call up Braun the night after Mania on Raw, and then you keep Melo probably for 4 to 6 months as champion. Doesn't need to be a long run. I call him up by the end of. I think like you should probably have him fully transitioned into the main roster by Mania the next year, or maybe even by like Survivor Series. Have him be up on the main roster by then.
Yes. But it's going to steal the fucking show. They're going to kill it.
Yeah, what else happened here, kid? On my card. Yeah, next up, Drew Gulak and Hank Walker, who I said looks like the guy who could be doing my plumbing, taking on Julius and Brutus Creed, the Creed brothers. This was actually a really good match. I think the Creeds are fantastic. Hank Walker did absolutely nothing for me. He just looked like a fucking normal ass dude, but Drew Gulak's fantastic. This match, let me pull up these pictures. I got some good pictures here.
Question here: Roddy's injured right now, right? Or he's just sitting
Roddy's
at home?
injured, yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say, if there was, and again, it's a matter of an opinion here, right? I wouldn't mind Drew taking over Diamond Mine.
Yeah, but they have an option for Drew, which I'm about to get to. They had a good match here. Drew did a lot of heavy lifting, some good spots over there, and then towards the end of the match, William Regal's son Charlie Dempsey comes in, confronts Drew Gulak at ringside, have a little stare down, causes Hank Walker to be alone in the ring. The Creeds hit that cannonball off the top rope. I think it's Brutus who hits that.
Yeah.
And Hank Walker, 1, 2, 3. They won. Creeds pick up a win. Post-match, we also have Indus now led by Jinder Mahal. Looking great. He looks good. This is perfect for him.
The modern-day Maharaja. Jinder my balls, yo. I'm kidding.
They come out and confront the Creeds because they were building up to Indus versus the Creeds at Deadline. But I believe it was Veer who was injured, and they did a injury for Julius, but it was a shoot injury for Veer. And then they were supposed to do the match. Veer was still not injured or still not healthy, so they brought in Jinder, and they did Jinder with the guy whose name I can never think of. I know, right? My note. Sangha. It's Sangha. Sangha is the one who leaked the image of Keith Lee winning the titles. Sangha is the one who did that.
Oh yeah, back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, that's why they split Indus up. That's what caused it, because Stokely Hathaway was leading them at first.
Right.
Stokely, that was such a stupid idea. Stokely
Malcolm Bivens.
They did not know how to use him. Did not know how to use Stokely. But yeah, I think we got a few interesting things out of this. Now that it's Indus having 3 guys, I think this indicates that Roddy's probably close to being back, and they put Roddy into this.
I'll be back, fellas.
Right. No problem.
I think they throw Roddy into this as a 3-on-3 feud. And then now we're going to also get Charlie Dempsey and Drew Gulak. I would assume do that on Vengeance Day, probably on the kickoff show where you open the show with that, because that's going to be a fantastic catch wrestling match.
It is, absolutely. I think that could also, again, likely on the kickoff show. I agree with that, kid. I'm reading some comments here again. I think it was Veer who had a personal family emergency, so that's why he was injured. Yeah, I think so too.
I think he would. No, I think Veer was like legit injured. I can double check that though.
Yeah, I think it was. No, I think what it was. One of them their father passed away, so that's why they had to do the whole injury thing.
No, Dave Meltzer said that he was dealing with an injury. He was legit injured.
All right, fair enough.
According to Dave Meltzer, Veer Mahan is currently dealing with a very minor injury. He is apparently cleared to compete. However, WWE is being extra cautious as they want him healthy for the upcoming event in India.
Oh, yeah, they are going to India, so
they pushed it because they don't want to re-injure him.
Yeah.
So, no, he was injured. They just said in storyline, I think they said that Julius was injured. Because that's what they did with the story. That way, that way one of the face they could do. You can do more in story if your face is injured.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, Gigi Dolan being interviewed by Mackenzie Mitchell backstage, saying JC James is a bad person. This is kind of foreshadowing the main event segment, I guess. We also had Stax and Tony D'Angelo talking about Stax's role as the underboss in the NXT mob. This was fine. Nothing special.
I thought it was cool for what it is. Yes, I think can you go back to that picture real quick?
Which one? This one?
Yeah, that one. I think what this is going to lead to is this is Stacks, right?
That's
It's
Stacks.
not
Yeah,
two
Dimes is in
yes.
AEW.
Yes, Cole Carter got no reaction at everyone he would reveal this thing, but that's beside the point.
It was a swerve.
Well, but
the point was that it was supposed to subvert expectations before Jeff Jarrett came out.
But I do think this is going to lead to Stacks turning on Tony D'Angelo. I could be wrong again, but that's just the way I see it here. We'll see.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Why name him the underboss? And I know again, guys. I know in real mobs,
cartels. Yeah, man.
The friction of power. You want to be the boss and everything, but it doesn't make sense right now for him to turn on Tony D'Angelo.
Listen, man. Anything is possible, man. Anything is possible right now. Everything's on the table. So we'll have to wait and see how all that goes down. But Michael Jackson joined Toxic. What the? Jackson joined Toxic Attraction.
To be named He Dolan. Because GG, he, whatever. Yeah. It's a goofy joke. I like it though.
Yeah. So let's continue on. Let's continue. But real quick, regarding that whole Gigi Dolan and I guess JC Jane going back and forth, the whole little argument between them two, right? I thought it was okay. I kind of knew where this was going, though. I think everyone kind of knew we know where this is going.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue.
Next up, Wendy Chu taking on Elektra Lopez. Quick little match here between the two. I mean, I don't think there was really anything special within the match. Most of the stuff came from the ending because halfway through, Valentina Feroz, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, came out to ringside and she gave brass knuckles to Elektra Lopez. Elektra used those knuckles and pinned Wendy Chu.
Oh, yes. She pinned her. Nothing to go crazy about this. Also, here's another one who was supposed to go to the main roster, but for obvious reason, they felt that it was ready for her to stay in NXT. I can understand that.
Oh, maybe she didn't give the brass knucks. She just distracted her so Elektra could use the brass knucks. I don't know. Brass knucks were used. Somehow she got brass knucks.
Which is crazy. But I mean, then again, hey, it's a heel thing, so fuck it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else happened here, Caden?
No thoughts, Big Mike?
No thoughts, Big
thoughts.
Mike?
Have zero thoughts.
Right? You guys gotta understand, bro. This show was
I get it. I gotta make sure. From everybody. I don't want to cut away from somebody.
Zero thoughts, man. It's just what is there to say?
Next up, Grayson Waller cut a promo discussing his brawl against NXT champion Braun Breaker from Monday. They had that video of them in the Performance Center where they had a brawl. As Waller talked trash, the NXT locker room chased down Breaker to prevent him from attacking Waller. Breaker pushed away the security guards before the entire locker room broke out, and we had a full-on, good old-fashioned Donnybrook brawl. These two guys beat the living hell out of each other, especially Braun Breaker. Me and Mike, we pointed that out. They were he was legit throwing punches on him.
Yeah, he was beating the crap out of him.
Yeah, they were stiff. And then the ending was Grayson Waller moved out of the way when Braun went to spear him through and
cardboard.
Put him through the barricade and he goes through. You can see for anybody who wanted to give shit to AEW for what happened, where are the people? What happened? I thought Blood and Guts 2021. Oh, AEW is so cheap. They showed the cardboard when Jericho fell off. They're so cheap. Look at that. Where's the same energy? I want that same energy, guys. Like, come on. Why are people not?
All right. Can I point something out though, real quick though? And yes, I agree. I absolutely agree with that. But Jericho fell from the top of a cage. You know what I mean? At least go back to that Braun Breaker being Braun Breaker just landed through a spear.
No, this was less painful because Jericho at least still had to fall 20 feet. But I've not seen anybody complain about Jericho. People who complained about Jericho falling through cardboard and that it looked bad and it looked cheap for AEW. They aren't saying the same shit about NXT with this.
But again, no one really watches that much NXT though. We're the only ones in a few that still do. But again, I get what you're saying though. I understand it.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, they were equally as bad aftermaths.
I thought this was worse because they zoomed in.
Yeah, they zoomed into it. Yeah.
At least AEW did not zoom in.
No, you saw it from an aerial view, but it was like
the concern
of the cardboard boxes. But this is kind of bad cardboard.
Too. I think this is a million times worse. You can just tell. I think Jericho. I think you got to cut. Like they showed one angle that they shouldn't have shown, and that's how everybody saw it. They could have cut it better. But that was like NXT just full on went straight close up. Like, oh, cardboard. Let's make sure we get that zoomed in and clear 1080p.
Like I said last night, you didn't know it was cardboard until you went through it.
Yeah,
it looked really good from a distance, but when he went through it, it's just total cardboard. It's like, guys, we couldn't make it all look black. You know,
that's what I pointed out. I was like, come on. What are we
guys? Or guys, you couldn't just grab the barricade that breaks like they do in the arenas, like when Lashley Spears Brock.
Just grab that. I mean, I know why they can't do it because he had the difference with NXT is because of the way they do their barricades. When they do it for WWE, when they break the barricade, it's almost always the spot into the timekeeper's table because they can get them to move and nobody will be there, and they can gimmick it to where it will move. The difference is that with NXT, everywhere their barricades are, it goes right into another set of barricades because then they have the plastic, the clear balls to get to guard fans. Because those guardrails aren't really, because they didn't have those until a few months ago. Those weren't existent until like 2 or 3 months ago. They brought those in. They didn't have other guardrails. They just used what was already in there. Now they added more. So I think that, it was the plexiglass. That's what it is. So because of the plexiglass, you can't tip it over because there's nowhere for it to go. It'll just ram into the plexiglass, and that can just cause a bunch of issues. That's why you had to go right through. That was the only option they had. And for that, fine. I get why you did it. But even in general, you're not putting a hole through a plastic barricade. This is not possible. Like, who is this dude? Is this dude fucking Superman?
I guess so.
Even without cardboard, this physics-wise, they're trying to tell us that this is a regular-ass barricade. That is not possible.
He's made out of the same metal. He's made out of the same metal from his uncle's chainmail hat.
Because those barricades have metal on the other side. They're metal. Yeah. They're metal to hold it up.
Yeah, no, but that's what WWE is doing, man. Their superstars are superheroes. They're made out of twisted steel.
Brawl was good, just so stupid.
Yeah.
Next up, NXT Women's Tag Team Championship matches: Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. Originally, we're only supposed to take on the solo girl, Alba Fire. She's going to go up against them on her own. She's going to do it for the pride of Ireland.
Alba Fire.
I'll do it. I beat the spooky witch. I lost to the spooky witch. I'll done. But I will win this time and use my bet. And I can beat them both. Instead, Soruka came out and joined her. Actually, really fun little tag team match here. Nothing I didn't think there was really anything special besides Kaden and Katana doing their usual flippy dip shits. And Soruka doing her cool athletic shit. I pointed out that she did, I wish I had a picture of it, but she did an amazing top rope springboard frog splash, about halfway across the ring. And if you know how WWE's ropes are, compared to AEW, Impact, everywhere else, they do the cables. WWE does legit ring ropes. So it's harder to do springboards off of them. That's why they have one corner where usually most people will do their springboard moves because they put extra tape on it and they make it sturdier. So the fact that she was able to do that on a springboard and be able to go that far is just extremely impressive for me. That was the main thing I took away. But Sol Ruca accidentally took the pin here. There was like some sort of like miscommunication, and Sol Ruca got hit with that double move by Katana and Kaden. And then post match, Isla Dawn, her spooky ass comes out, and it looks like we might fire stairs daggers at Ruca after the match before being confronted by Isla Dawn. And then also following, Fallon Henley and Kiana James showed up on their little pedestal thing that they have in the PC and challenged them to a match at Vengeance Day. So a few different things they set up. They kind of set up maybe Alba Fire and Isla Dawn becoming a tag team. They set up Alba Fire and Sol Ruca last week they had a match and Sol Ruca beat Alba Fire. And then they also set up the tag match for Vengeance Day. So Big Mike got a lot of shit going on in this segment. How do you feel?
I was a little confused.
Also point out this was the main event.
Yeah, this was the main event. I think after this, it was a bunch of segments afterwards. But I thought the match was good. I gave the tag team match a match of the night on True Hill Heat channel. Decent match between these ladies. Sol Ruca, I get impressed by her every time I see her. Her finisher is great. Her athleticism is great. She has a bright future. The ending with Isla Dawn and Alba Fire had me a little confused, just a little confused because of the feud that they were in. Maybe she's under like a spell or something, and they're gonna tag. Yeah, and they're gonna tag up. That'd probably make the most sense. But yeah.
Mary, I feel like for me, there's moments where you thought that, oh my God, Sol Ruca gonna pull this off and get the win, and no, when all said and done, the champs prevailed, which I think makes a lot. Which again, it was the way to go at the end of the day. But Sol Ruca, listen, she has an amazing finisher.
It's gonna fuck up her back.
It's gonna fuck up her back one day, yes. But I guarantee you, once she hits the main roster, she ain't doing that finisher.
Yeah, she
at least not as often. Not as often,
but she's still gonna do it.
She's gonna hit probably one for the one time, but that they're gonna probably make her change her moves to something else, which is fine.
Yeah,
let's move on.
But I'm just gonna go through Alba Fire turning heel. It's possible she was a heel up until last year.
Yeah,
she turned a face fairly recently. She was a heel throughout that whole title run.
She works better heel, though, in my opinion.
She's a much better heel. Yeah. Katana Chance. Couldn't WWE just keep calling her Casey Catanzaro? Nope, because that's Casey Catanzaro is her real name. They wanted to own the rights to it. That's why they changed that name. Kaylee Ray is Alba Fire. Piper Niven became Dewdrop. That's why, like, Walter became Gunter. That is his real name is Walter. So at this point, I don't know about y'all. When they change names, who fucking cares anymore? Just expect it.
Yeah.
I'm at that point. Like,
it's the inevitable. It's just inevitable.
Walter being Gunter and Pete Dunne being Butch. Guys, get the fuck over it. It's been a year.
Like, listen, bro. Like, even here on Around the Point, like, Walter's name got changed too. We started calling him Hector.
Yeah, he doesn't like it, but
we started calling him Hector.
Had to keep the gimmick going.
It was that or Armando. I mean, let's call him Hector. Why not?
Yeah, they also they'll try to ask for input on what your name is. Like Walter talked about it when he was being transitioned to Gunther. He had said that his dad and his grandpa, I think, were both Walter, and he said Walter's an old man name. I'm a young man. Gunther is a fighting name where I'm from. That's a name for a warrior, a soldier, something like that. So I think usually they try to take suggestions. I would assume that Pete Dunne probably pitched Butch.
Same with Marcel Bartel when he changed it to Ludwig Kaiser. That's an excellent name, actually.
Yeah, Ludwig Kaiser is a classic name. I'm kind of sick of this whole thing where people are like, they must feel offended that their name was changed to Butch.
No, they're getting paid.
It does not matter.
These fuckers are getting paid, bro. They're getting paid the bag right now. I don't think they give a fuck about a name change right now. It happens.
Yep. So, next up we had Dijak. This is what caused the comment. But Dijak with Wesley. They're doing Dijak and Wesley at Vengeance Day for the North American title. Should be fun. Dijak works well with high flyers. And then our main event segment was a contract signing for a triple threat match.
Which, by the way, in case you guys don't know by now, which I'm sure you all know by now already, Vengeance Day is going to be this as well, Wesley versus Dijak.
I just said that.
Just wanted to show the graphic, that's all.
Yeah, I was gonna go throw out the graphics later, but
that's fine.
Yeah, Booker T hosted a NXT Women's Championship Summit between Gigi, JC, and Roxanne Perez ahead of their match for the title at NXT Vengeance Day. Dolan and Jane started this by talking trash to each other, going ham on each other, saying they actually hated each other. Perez was just kind of snickering and giggling because that's all they've made Roxanne Perez. They made her a 17-year-old girl. She told them that Karma was a toxic bitch. Ooh, she said the bitch word. And stated that Vengeance Day, she thought Vengeance Day would be a handicap match, but in reality, or that it would be a handicap match for her, but it was going to be really it was going to be a true triple threat match, and that she was going to walk out as champion. Gigi and Jane get up, they get in each other's face, and then they attack Roxanne Perez. They smile at each other. It was all a ruse. Then Eddie Guerrero, I forgot to tell you, I lied. And they put Roxanne Perez through a table. They share that belt. They hold that belt high. And that is your women's main match. It will be Gigi and JC taking on Roxanne Perez. It's supposed to be a triple threat, but it's really going to be kind of like they did a few years ago. I think it was that Rumble where it was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn against AJ Styles. It was a triple threat, but it was a triple threat handicap match for the solo, because for the WWE Championship. So it's kind of like that. I mean, we all knew this was coming. We all saw the turn coming, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I don't think any of us would like to pick between, Gigi and JC Jane. Yeah, throwing money down the toilet. But back to this. It would be very hard for me to pick between these two because they're so good together.
Yeah,
they are. They're so good together. But it's just one of those things where, hey, they had you fooled. But you could have seen this coming from a mile away.
Yeah.
Everyone knew this was coming.
Question is, who do you think eating the pin on next Saturday? Who's eating the pin?
JC Jane.
I'll say Jane.
I say Jane.
The pin.
Yeah.
But I'm also a GG Mark. I prefer GG.
You want her to eat the pin?
No, I like GG, so I want JC to take the pin.
That's what I'm about to say. I'm asking who's eating the pin here. Yeah.
I said that, and I said JC, and then I said because I like GG so much.
No, okay.
I stand GG. Yeah, that was NXT.
Hot garbage. Hot. This show was as bad as baby shit in the fucking oven.
Before we give ratings, our own personal ratings, let's talk about what the TV ratings said. NXT did 607,000 viewers, including 162,000 in the 18 to 49 demo for a 0.12 P18 to 49. For comparison, Raw did a 0.70. This did a 0.12. I want to look at what Rampage did because I like to compare those. Rampage did I have it. Of course, now I can't find it. Here. Rampage did a 0.13. So Rampage actually in that death slot did a better number. In their average was 464. So Rampage with about 140,000 less people actually did more in the demo than NXT did, which is, again, what advertisers look at. They look at the demo. This show wasn't getting renewed.
No, I mean, shoot, put it on Peacock at this point. I'll take it. Put it on the cock. Yeah, I'll take it on the cock. Pause.
I'll go on the cock. I'll watch it. I like the cock. I don't think it's a little slow. The cock doesn't always work. It takes a little bit to get up and running. but I do like it. It's just that service is so good for dick jokes. It's amazing. What do we all rate the show? I give it a big fat fucking F.
I'll be nice. I'll give it a D+. At least they move some stuff around.
You know how in the report card, no. You know how it oh no, listen, when you get your test back.
Go look at what someone just commented. You'll see it.
Yeah, this was a terrible show.
No, I'm talking about Steve. Do not highlight that comment.
I know. Sleeping Angel was right. Sleeping Angel was right.
Yeah, this was a
terrible show.
Everybody, please, everybody, drop your ratings. Let us know what y'all thought about the show. I thought it was just complete hot garbage.
I thought, okay, so you know how in school, when you get a test back, you don't get a letter grade, you get a see me after class, like that. This was just.
I've never gotten that in school. I never was that bad.
I never was that bad either. I don't know what he's talking about because I've never had this happen before. I've actually had CMEs because of how good I've done on tests. Because I had one class where we did like with this some math test, and I was the only person who got 100 out of my whole class. Everybody else got 75 or below.
This show was utter garbage. Terrible, the worst. But here we are. But listen, some people got to review the show, so that's why we're here. Other than that, like I said earlier, I look forward to Vengeance Day. I look forward to that because I do feel like it's going to be a good show, despite the build up to this being terrible. Like I mentioned earlier, they added, the Carmelo Hayes versus Apollo Crew 2 out of 3, and it's going to be Katana Chance and Kaden Carter versus Kiana James and the other girl.
Kiana James and Fallon Henley.
There you go. Fallon Henley. They're gonna
wait, I gotta adjust this. The show suffered because WWE is putting all effort towards Royal Rumble. That is an absurd comment that you could believe that, because they're not the same. There's main roster and there's NXT. Shawn Michaels books NXT. He does not book main roster. They're not the same. These two things have nothing to do with one another. They're separate entities. There is no correlation between the two at all. So you can't even make that comparison because NXT has nothing to do with the Rumble. They're not last year there wasn't a single NXT wrestler in the Rumble, in either Rumble. There were more Impact wrestlers in the Rumble than there were NXT wrestlers in the men's and women's combined.
Let me see here. Most people are commenting here. Let's see here. The pay-per-view is good. It's just a weekly product. I just mean Sean. I just mean Sean. He was probably.
But Sean has nothing to do with the Rumble. He's not involved in the booking on the main roster. So there's nothing that he's not helping. Sean has nothing to do with the main roster. It's Hunter. He's got Bruce. He has his list of writers up there. Sean has absolutely nothing to do with the main roster. He does nothing. I can tell you that with 99% certainty that Shawn Michaels is not helping with the Rumble whatsoever.
I think Triple H needs to book NXT as well, or get someone else to book the show, because Shawn Michaels is not good at all.
He's doing good things. I mean,
it's just not hitting. That's just not.
This isn't for him.
As an overall product, no, it hasn't been going good. But I mean, he's had some bright spots, like we said earlier.
Yeah,
he's been doing good with building women's tags, and and they did a good job with, making you sort of want to watch the show, and then when you get there, it's like, you tricked me.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. You tricked me. You fucking got me. Yeah, fucking got me.
If you guys go look at the first few years of Hunter running NXT, it was hot garbage. It was bad. Go watch 2012 NXT when it first started, like when they rebranded NXT at Full Sail. That was a bad show. It took a long time to get good. I would say it didn't get good until probably 2015. 2014, some people say 2014. I disagree. I think 2015 is when it got good, when they started doing takeovers outside of the PC. Some good stuff in 2014, but consistently good. It takes time. To be a good booker, it takes time. Tony Khan got lucky that this is what all he had been dreaming of for 30 years, or for 20 years. I mean, 25 years. He was dreaming about being a booker. And then he also had other guys come in who were already doing a little bit of booking work, because they didn't book, but they helped, right? With Kenny the Elite, they told stories on BTE. Cody, same thing. They had their sketch show, so they were used to at least somewhat telling stories. Then he brought in he brought in Tony Schiavone, he brought in Jim Ross, he brought in Jerry Lynn and DDP. He brought in a lot of people to help, and these were people who had already been kind of doing booking for a few years and had been involved in that side. Had been retired for a long time, or like with Jim Ross. Jim Ross has been in creative for 30 to 40 years now. The difference with Sean is I don't think he expected to be a booker until the last 5 years. And apparently she does have a shoot torn MCL. She didn't.
No, he said ACL. He said ACL. Yeah, ACL. That's a long time out.
Yeah. I'll find it. Let me find it. But back to what I was saying is I think that the issue with Sean is I just don't think he was used to this. I think it's just going to take time, and I won't judge. Sean didn't take over until about it, because he had Vince and Bruce in his ear for a long time. I don't think he fully took over until August. So he's only been running this for 5 months. So I think it's just 5 to 6 months now. So I think it's just going to take some time, and I'll judge this I'm going to give it at least another year. By the end of 2023, if this show is still dog shit, then it's his fault. But I think it's also important to remember that during pandemic, they cut a lot of people and they stopped signing indie wrestlers. And when NXT got really good, it was when they brought in Finn, Shinsuke, Samoa Joe. That's what started to make them good. Like that started to make the product amazing, because you had all these indie guys coming in who were already established. And they just don't have that, but they're signing, right? Dragon Lee, Carl Fredericks, those are really big signings. I think you can steal they could steal Brian Cage. Fightful Select reported that his contract is up this year, because he had the option year last year. It's up, I believe, in May. So yeah. And then, I want to then go ahead and go to Nikita Lyons, ACL and meniscus are torn.
Yeah.
This comeback is personal. Thank you to all who consistently show love and genuine support every week. You have no idea how much it means to me. Those of you who don't see the vision, thank you too. Stay your ass right there. This is just another lesson life needed to teach. Love, light, and positivity always. And then she just posted a few pictures of her. So yeah, I heard
SP3's in the chat.
Rumble.
Damn, Nikki Lyons should have been one of the top prospects. Sad injuries are holding her back.
Yeah, that's a big loss. Me and Mike were talking earlier. We were just talking about the potential of the women in the division, and personally, I haven't seen it with Nikita yet. And I want everybody to succeed. I want to be clear about that. But this is really unfortunate. It's going to really fuck up her development. Getting an injury like that, an ACL an ACL and a meniscus can just wreck your career, because you never know how you're going to come back from it, especially in wrestling. Like I remember, isn't that what Athena tore?
I think so. Yeah, I do recall.
SP3, what's up, buddy?
SP3 saying Sean has been the main booker of NXT. Bruce Pritchard oversaw the brand, but HBK has confirmed several times been main booker. Okay, so then I'll give him. About a year and 3 months? Because that's what I said, like around September 2021. But he did have a little bit of Bruce. Is Bruce still overseeing it? Bruce is no longer.
I know Bruce is there in the meetings.
I know Bruce is in the company, but I think he's on the main roster only. I don't think he's still in NXT.
Could be wrong.
Because didn't he like before Triple H took over creative, he was a part of something after Vince left. He was like the head of something, right?
Well, because he was the head of technically head of booking. Or he was supposed like what was he, head writer? Kind of. He was Vince's man. He was head of talent relations too.
Yeah, and Triple H took over all of that.
Yeah, and then Triple H, and then he pushed Bruce away. So since Triple H,
I don't care if he blocks me, man. That shit don't move me.
Make sure I keep checking Twitter. Sean blocked you.
I'm not blocked by Jonathan Michaels.
I'm not blocked by Hickenbottom, so I'm good, bro.
I am blocked by Ryback. I don't feel bad about that.
I think everyone.
Yeah, I'm not blocked by Sean. I don't even follow Sean, so it's just. It is what it is.
Time Brothers from the Brother SP3 saying, "Hey fellas, guys are killing it. I wouldn't have known about Nikita if it wasn't for clicking on this. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
appreciate that, brother.
Appreciate it, homie.
He was the head writer, I think. Listen, there's so much. Listen, point is though, this show is hot garbage. There's no way to spin this. There's just no way.
Should we read what Romeo texted us after the show, Mike?
Sure.
What did he? I looked at the group chat. I don't know.
Wait, okay, if I can find it. I sent it last night. He just said, "Thank y'all for your sacrifice."
Yeah. I think I did see that.
Yeah, you said no problem, Romeo. He's blocked by Wade Barrett and Edge.
That's crazy.
I was blocked by Alex Pulowski. On my other account, I'm blocked by Alex Pulowski, who's my.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. I knew it. I love when he does that.
My old account, I got blocked by Tony Schiavone.
A lot of people are blocked by Tony Schiavone.
Because you know what? I when he got the
I can't be fed no more.
I forget what it was. Something like something got I think he got like promoted in something in AEW or something like that. And I said, "Hey, congratulations!" And it was a video clip of him saying like, "Eat that pussy, eat that pussy, eat that pussy." And I was like celebrating with him. So I was like, yeah. And then I looked at the Twitter, and then looked at replies, and I was blocked. I was like, what the heck? I was saying congratulations.
I don't know how I'm surprised I'm not blocked by Louis Dangor. I'm on this man's ass.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Listen, man. Leave that man alone.
No. He did no. SP3, I'm really friends with him. I'm sorry. I gotta go in on him.
Leave the man alone. The guy has enough on his plate already, okay? I'm just saying.
Don't say stupid shit. Like today he was saying, where are all the AEW? He was saying like AEW fans when Kevin Owens re-signed were on his ass for re-signing and taking the payday. And I'm like, no, they weren't. That's just not accurate. Everyone was saying, hey, good for you for taking the payday.
I'm blocked by Baron Corbin because one time he uploaded a pic of his bird and him, and I asked which had the bigger brain.
I think I seen that tweet, and I laughed hysterically hard.
I'm surprised Romeo's not blocked by Jericho. When he was calling him a dumb fuck for tapping out.
I think he is blocked. I think he mentioned that he was blocked by Jericho.
No, I don't think he was.
No?
No. He was trying to go after Jericho. When Jericho tapped to the swing, and remember I called Romeo an empty-headed dumb fuck?
Still the worst ending ever.
Heavy disagree. Finger Poker Doom is worse.
I'd rather take that.
Listen, they're both bad. They're both bad.
No, they're not. I really like that finish.
It's fine if you do. Fine if you don't. It is what it is. Okay.
Wait a
Said,
minute. No. This is the last thing I'm gonna say about it ever. It would have been fine if he did it when I saw it live. When he did it to him on top of the blood and guts cage, would have been fine. But he didn't.
Wait 1 second. Let me look at
and then I ended right there.
Give me 1 second.
What happened?
I have the quarter hours for the show.
I mean, it's fine.
For some reason, it won't save. Okay. So the show had a massive dip when it was the Diamond Mine and Drew Gulak. Sorry, not that one. During the Chase U segment, it dropped from 673 to 596. And then it went back up to 630, drop. It just kind of like, so basically it went like this the whole show. It just kept like kind of squiggling up and down. So yeah, I mean, the good thing is that it did maintain viewership. It actually ended at a higher viewership, likely because their last quarter is that 7 minutes of overrun. So it's half as long as a normal quarter. So it's less viewership that you have to account for. But I mean, it did not follow normal trends. I'm looking at the trends of the last 4 weeks. It did not follow that. Usually it'll pick back up for a little bit around the 9 o'clock hour. This time it did not. It actually stayed steady and then didn't pick up. Like I didn't take a big hit again. That means people did not like Drew Gulak and whoever the Carpenter was. Mr. Carpenter.
Mr. Carpenter. What about Carpenter? What about him?
He looks like he'd be doing my carpentry.
I'm sure he would.
Oh, yeah, the security guard that turned
look at a picture of this man. Where is Hank Walker, WWE? I'm showing y'all this guy. Holy shit.
I think people know how he looks like. Hank Walker looks like your school janitor.
Yeah.
No, I think he looks like my carpenter.
He looks like the school janitor. He looks like the apartment super. You know what I mean? Like he has the fucking.
He kind of looks like he could be a youth pastor on the weekends. Look at this.
All right, kids. All right, kids. Open your
man. You want to know why Jesus is so cool? He's gonna like get like a chair and sit on it backwards.
Hold up.
Turn his hat backwards too.
Put that photo back up again. Man, you know he sees some. Never mind. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna.
Oh, come on.
Come on, man. Steve.
Oh shit!
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Steve.
Come on.
What do y'all think? Okay, I tell you what. You in the private chat, let me know what y'all think I was gonna say in the private chat. But that being said,
in
the private chat, I just think, bro, whatever the fuck he's wearing is just not it. It's not it.
He's not it. He's not good.
He's not it right now. I just think honestly, he was. I think he was the kind of guy that applied for a job, and they took a good look at him, and fuck it, you're hired.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like. Anyway, guys, listen.
Let's end this, please. I gotta shovel some snow.
How bad is it snowing out there right now,
bro? It looks like it's at least 5 inches outside.
Does it look like someone's hotel room from 1986? From 1986,
it does. It looks like it's a bunch of cocaine outside.
It's like Tony Khan's office in 2022 right now, 2023.
Yes, it does.
Okay, all right, guys. We're gonna put a bow on this. Want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight, this afternoon, whatever the heck it may be. Want to thank you guys again for tuning in. If you are new to the Around the Point Network, please hit that subscribe button down below. If you're on Twitch, twitch.tv/Around the Point, hit the follow button there. You guys can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. Oh no, Tony's not happy with that comment. I'm sure he's not. I'm sure he's not. But we'll probably hear about it on Friday. Big Mike, let them know. Where can they check you out, bro? Big Mike?
He froze.
Froze. All right, Caden. Let us know. Where can they check you out, Caden?
Y'all can find me on Twitter at Kaden, Kaden _FTW. You can find me here on the Around the Point Network tomorrow for AEW Dynamite. Something about Dynamite.
Sad.
I might be doing a show on my own channel today, previewing Dynamite. Have not decided. We'll see if Romeo lets me on to the AEW Dynamite watch along. Probably not. And then Friday we'll be doing the flagship show Around the Point, 10 p.m. EST. Saturday I'll be at the Royal Rumble, so just kind of pay attention to my socials, see what I do, if I do any content over there. I'm gonna try to get some cool stuff done and do some interesting things with some. My God, I always burp at the end of streams. Try to do some cool things with some other creators. I'll be with Ella J, Seahawk, Cam Seahawk. Hopefully I'll be with Sean Ross Sapp for a little bit too. So just kind of pay attention. And then Sunday we got playoffs. Mike.
You can follow me on Twitter at Detroit Gamer 313 and every day on the Run.
What are you laughing at? What are y'all laughing at?
You don't want to know. You don't want to know, Caden. Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. We're getting the heck up out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Chase in the comments here. Tony Khan will be on tomorrow on SAD. You hear about this?
We're gonna get
Tony
exclusive.
He said he's not here for the disrespect. Shit. Anyway, Mike got blocked by HBK. Hit him hard. All right, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in today. This has been Let's Talk NXT here on the Around the Point Network. Good night, everyone. Stay safe. Be easy, y'all. We're out of here. Oh my goodness.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.